Are you close with any of the other Yugoslavian players in the league?
I used to be very close with the Vlade, Divac. We used to talk almost every second day, but right now I saw him a couple of weeks when we played in LA. We talked for quite a while, and that's it.
Basketball has always been more than just a game. It's about friendships, rivalries, and the connections formed between players who dedicated their lives to the sport. But sometimes the world outside the court is louder than the one inside it. And for two European stars who helped usher in the global era of the NBA, Vlade Divac and Dražen Petrović, that outside world will prove impossible to ignore. This, y'all, is the story of how war, politics, and one single act shattered one of the greatest friendships in basketball history.
Basketball, a game of giants. When he had to, he knew all the tricks.
Nobody can pass that ball through the heart of the six. What you put on the show here.
I like Vlade. I think he's a real good guy, and he's a good basketball player. But it's kind of a more political thing than anything else.
The year was 1990, and Yugoslavia's national team, they had just captured the European Cup Championship. It should have been like the night of pure celebration. As players had cheered on the court, fans had rushed the floor waving national flags. One Croatian supporter, he handed a flag to the team, but then Vlade Divac, who's a proud Serbian, he did something that would actually ignite controversy. He yanked the Croatian flag away. For Vlade Divac, it wasn't about rejecting Croatia. He had later explained that he didn't want politics mixing in with sports. But for his teammate and closest friend Dražen Petrović, the act cut really deep. Petrovic was already a national hero in Croatia, a symbol of pride for his people at the time when ethnic tensions were rising. Vlade Divac's actions felt kind of personal, and Dražen could not forgive him for it. The two men who was once inseparable began to drift apart. The flag incident became the first crack in the friendship that had seemed unbreakable, and soon the world around them would make reconciliation nearly impossible. In the early 90s, Yugoslavia was falling apart. The federations of public splintered, and it came to one of the bloodiest conflicts in modern Europe. The Yugoslav Wars divided neighbors, divided families, and divided former teammates. And in the middle of it all stood Dražen Petrović and Vlade Divac. Once like brothers, they were now seen as enemies, symbols of opposing sides. You had Divac as a Serb, face hostility from the Croatians. He was even branded a Czechnik, is what they call it, as some type of derogatory label tied to Serbia's national forces. Meanwhile, Dražen Petrović, he carried a lot of weight of the Croatian pride. His basketball success fueling his nation's identity during the wartime. On the court, they continued to face each other in the NBA, but off the court, it was no rap, no phone calls, no reconciliations, just a big-time gap caused between politics and war. And then all of a sudden, tragedy struck, as in 1993, Dražen Petrović, his life was cut short in a car accident, I believe, in Germany. He was 28 years of age. For Vlade Divac, it meant the end of any chance of them to kind of repair what had been broken. The solace between them had pretty much became permanent at that point. The weight of regret, it was inescapable. Now, years later, Vlade Divac, he did revisit the story in the ESPN documentary called Once Brothers. Through tears, he spoke for his love for Dražen Petrović and the pain of actually losing him without any type of closure to their situation. He had kind of explained that he never meant to disrespect Croatia. If a Serbian fan had waved a Serbian flag, he said he would have done the same thing. I don't know if that's facts or cap, but in the context of war, intent no longer mattered. The damage had already been done. The film had also showed Vlade Divac retracting his past, visiting Petrovic's family, and also confronting the emotions that he had carried pretty much for decades. it really wasn't just about basketball. It was about how politics and nationalism can kind of destroy even the strongest human bonds. And when you think about it today, the story of Vlade and Dražen remains a cautionary tale, because to me it's a reminder of how fragile relationships can be when caught up in the crossfire of war. You had two men who once shared a dream, being European basketball players in the NBA, ended up as symbols of division, and the world could never get them to actually reconcile their differences. In the end, Once Brothers isn't just the title of their documentary, it's the truth of their story. Those two were brothers until the world, around them made it impossible. And for Vlade Divac, the truth will kind of always remain, I believe, bittersweet. This is Seven Mitchell with Lakers Land. If you guys enjoyed today's story, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. What's up, guys, and thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button for us so we can get this content in the algorithm. And also, please be sure to subscribe to the Lakers Land YouTube channel if you're new. And you can also purchase a channel membership for exclusive Lakers Land content. Also, join our Lakers Land watch party room on Playback TV for free VIP access to all of our Laker games and our live weekly podcast. That's playback.tv/LakersLand show. We also have merchandise available in our YouTube channel store, so grab some Lakers Likes merch today. Peace. Yeah.